Hey everyone, my name is Georgiana Haynes. Welcome to our 2018 ANTS Team Live training. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me for another year. This is I think we've done a full year of ANTS Team Live training. We celebrated our anniversary back in October. So now, January, we're starting another new year, and I'm excited to be a part of this journey with all of you, to be able to share with you guys, to connect with you guys, and just enjoy the camaraderie that we have here as ANTS team leaders, representatives, just, hashtag Avon family. So today, as you can tell by the topic, we're going to be doing some planning for 2018, and I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I look at when I'm working on my planning. And if you haven't had a chance to, be sure to look back at our videos from last year where we talked about goal setting. Last year, this time around, because we're big on goal setting, we're big on planning, and we're big on preparing you for success. So be sure to look at the other videos from this time last year, as well as the videos from this past December, so that you can see some of the things that we're talking about when it comes to planning and setting goals and doing the action steps that it takes to get you closer to your goal. So we're going to be rehashing some of that today. So I'm going to begin once everyone gets onto the chat and our stream starts. I feel like I said a lot in very little time. So I'm just going to give you guys all the chance to get in, get connected, get plugged in, and let me just, connect with all of you guys because we need to do that. Uh, so I hope you guys had an awesome new year. I was off, and it's I've been talking to a couple of people, and it seems this year that we're all kind of just excited to be able to relax. The year was intense. We did accomplish a lot. We did a lot of great things. We had a lot of things to celebrate here in our webinar, and as well as on our various teams. And I was enjoying seeing the celebrations. Those of you who changed title and made President's Club and increased your sales and grew your business, and we're starting to see the results of the work that you put in. So we've been celebrating all of the hard work that we put in for the year. It was able to come to fruition at the end of the year so that we could celebrate. And now we're starting the new year. So, in getting prepared for that, grind again, it's nice to just stop and get a fresh win every once in a while. So for those of you who were able to rest and relax, I hope you had a great time. I hope you were able to, just kind of recuperate a little bit and feel refreshed, because I kind of, I was telling a friend I have like two modes. I've got like full throttle 100% go, and I have bed. My mom always used to say to us as kids, we have two speeds, slow and stop. But I have like, pedal to the metal, and then I have stop. So this past week I've been in stop mode. Just needed some downtime, spent some time with some family. No partying, no huge celebration, nothing too crazy, but just kind of took some time to relax and recuperate, get that R&R in. And it's nice when you have a full week. I really do try to take them more often, and I keep telling myself that I need to um, juggle rest and relaxation in amongst the other things that I'm working on. I will sometimes get into juggling a lot of things, and then I forget the rest, I forget the relaxation, I forget about doing the things I like to do that I enjoy. So this weekend I did some baking, I did some gaming, I did some reading, I did some a little bit of TV watching, getting caught up on shows that I love, that I don't really watch throughout the year. And it was just kind of nice to kind of hang out with family. We're all home, all just in chill mode. Nobody wanted to really go anywhere or do anything, so it was kind of nice. So I enjoyed that. How did you guys do for your New Year's? Did you guys have parties? Did you cook? I'm still waiting for my Pernil. And somebody else was mentioning cupcakes last week or the week before. I'm still waiting for that too. But I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys did get a chance to relax, but also spend that time with family and just celebrate a little. You guys haven't seen this yet because I haven't posted the videos, but I've been working on the Avon Ideal Cleanse. I just recorded my final video, so I'll be posting that up. But I did the Aspira Ideal Cleanse, so I can't have caffeine, so it's not coffee, it's not tea, it's literally honey water. So cheers to the Ideal Cleanse. I do feel better though. I was enjoying it. And like I said, I will be posting the videos for you guys to see. But I decided to do the Ideal Cleanse at the end of the year. I wanted to do it right after Christmas, but I wasn't feeling well for other things, so I didn't want to, interfere with that. So I waited until the 31st, 2 days ago. This is the third day, so the last day of the year. I was like, oh, let me get that cleansing, and start fresh with New Year. So I started the Ideal Cleanse. This is the new Aspira Ideal Cleanse by Avon. If you guys haven't seen it yet, if you haven't tried it out yet, I actually recommend it. And I am not one for pills. I am not one for medicines. I am not one for cleanse. And to be honest with you, just even seeing that phrase Ideal Cleanse, I was like, I don't know if I want to. But it was saying that it'll help with the bloat, it'll help you feel lighter and detoxify. And I was like, okay, yeah, 2018. I do kind of want to start fresh. Why not start fresh all around? But the challenge for me, I love talking to you guys. I love sharing with you, but it is hard to discuss a cleanse without getting too much into detail. So you'll see how I did in my videos. I try not to be too graphic, but to still share results. So for those of you who might be on the fence, well, you're welcome. I don't mind trying if it's going to be helping you guys out. But I was on the fence too. And now I literally feel better. I feel better physically, and I feel better emotionally because, it did what it said. I kept getting hung up on the part about gentle cleanse because I was like, gentle cleanse? How? Like, what does that even mean? But I'll explain to you guys that it really is a gentle cleanse. It's like a soothing, oh, your tummy needs some help. Let me get rid of some of this stuff for you. Would you like to get rid of this now? We can get rid of this. Okay, let me help you with that. Not like, other things where it's like, oh, cleanse? Gone. Get rid of it all right now in this minute. I don't care what ends it comes out of. So that's why I was afraid of cleanses. Because, growing up, especially like being West Indian, there are always bitter herbs and things that we drink, teas and all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, I know how they work. I don't want to do them. But Ideal Cleanse, very good. I liked it. Anyone else on the cleanse? Let's see. Oh, Jess is doing it too. Hey, Jessica. Oh, okay. I have to share my wins of the week. But hey, Kathleen. Happy New Year. Miss Jessica, thank you for joining. Okay, so Miss Jessica, she's on day 2 of her cleanse as well. Is anyone else doing the cleanse for the New Year? Avon also has a challenge. So if you're a representative, I think it's actually open to reps and non-reps, but definitely representatives. Avon has a challenge that you could take, that you could do with your cleanse. So check that out on the Avon USA representatives page. Miss Jessica is also doing the cleanse as well. Let's see. Welcome, Miss Lisa, and Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, wins for the week, guys. So share in the chat box below the things that you're celebrating. We have a whole new year. So if you've been doing this chat with me and you haven't had wins to celebrate, make it your goal this year to celebrate one win every week. Now, I have a journal where I write down, not just my calendar for the day, but I think I shared this with you guys as well. I share my the things I'm thankful for in the morning and the evening. And at the beginning of the week, I also write down, at the beginning of the week, I write down my goals, the things that I want to accomplish for the whole week. And then at the end of the week, I go back and I review. So I'm getting back into my calendar this year and my journaling. I've revised it a little for 2018, but I'm getting back into it. And I have, to celebrate one win for the week. It's incorporated, it's in the book, it's written down. So if you guys are here and you're watching and you don't have wins to celebrate for the week, make it a goal to pick one thing to celebrate and share it here. We will be your accountability partners. We will be here to cheer you on and celebrate with you. We have an awesome group of representatives who joined this chat and are more than willing to share and cheer people on. I was so excited and proud of many of you who, aren't technically on my Avon team, but are very much a part of my Avon family, for the things that you guys accomplished at the end of last year. So, and I know you guys I love seeing you guys like celebrating and cheering each other on in the chat box. So I know it's not just, a one-way conversation. it's literally one way because I'm talking to a camera. But you guys reply back and talk to each other in the chat box. So it's a nice little family we have here. So get comfortable with sharing your wins. Get comfortable with finding things to celebrate, because these are mile markers. These are the things that you celebrate along the way to keep you motivated towards your goals. Don't wait till the end of 2018 to be like, oh, okay, I'm so far off track and I didn't accomplish anything and I completely forgot that I had goals and everything that I planned and set in January was out the window in February. Let's not do that this year. Let's plan and celebrate. So let celebrating a win be something that you do for 2018. I'm going to share some other things here today in today's chat, but let that be one thing that you share. So, sorry, one thing that you plan. So yeah, wins for the week. So if you scroll down on this page a little bit, you'll see a post that is sort of kind of working. Hopefully it's up. But Jessica Z, you guys hear me mention her all the time on our chats here. She and I are working on something. I can't tell you what it is yet, but I will let you know later on. But we've sort of did a little preview to give you an intro of what we're going to be working on. So be sure to scroll down and watch that video, or you could click over to my channel or her channel and see the promo video to get a preview of what we're going to be working on. That is my win for the week, because we've been working on this and I've been like, I can't talk about it, but now I can. So win for the week. And I'm excited to be sharing that with you guys, excited to be sharing what Jess and I have been working on. I'm like, I don't even know what to say that, without letting the cat out of the bag, but it's gonna be good. I think you guys are gonna like it. I'm excited about it. I think she is excited about it. We've both been keeping each other like sane. So it's good, and I think it's gonna help a lot of you as representatives. But I think I've said too much, so let me button it. But that was my win for the week. Also my win that I've been working on, as I mentioned, you don't know this because you haven't seen the videos yet because I haven't posted them. But with this cleanse, I've been working on not just cleansing, but trying to be a little more intentional about healthy choices in my life. So for those of you who know me and know how I eat, and know how I feel about exercise, know that this is a big thing for me. I'm not doing anything drastic. I'm not joining a gym. I'm trying to, just keep it real and do things that are more things that I know I'll stick to. So I've been making small changes, like tiny changes that will hopefully have a big impact. So this idea, it was actually inspired by Aspira, Avon's new health and wellness line. But just seeing all the healthy products that they're having, and the fact that we're going into this wellness atmosphere, health and wellness, it's new to us. I wanted to be more intentional about being healthy. So Ideal Cleanse was step one. I'm also working on, just making better decisions in terms of exercise. Um, Again, nothing crazy, but, small choices like taking the stairs, which killed me. Like in December, I was like, steps. But, taking the stairs, walking more, parking at the far end of the parking lot so I could walk, things like that. Also, just trying to do a little exercise, a little stretching in the morning. And I have to tell you, I've been feeling better physically. Usually after a weekend of not doing anything, I kind of feel lethargic, just drained, even though I've rested, and I feel rested emotionally and like internally, but physically my muscles sometimes would still feel just like, ugh, gross. So I've been trying to do a little stretching, do a little exercise. So I've been trying to work on making my life a little better, one teeny tiny step at a time. And it's sort of like what we do in our business with our goal setting, with our planning, with our team building, with our customer searching. It's not so much about okay, I'm going to start a business and I don't know, go full throttle, buy an Avon store and stock it with millions of dollars worth of products and put out thousands of dollars worth of ads. It's the small things. I mean, of course, you can do that. Go right ahead if you got it like that. But it's the small things that make a huge difference. And I was thinking about it the other day because I was struggling through my morning push-ups. When I first started, don't laugh at me, guys. This is me just, sharing a tough something, personal with you guys. but I couldn't do more than 3 push-ups. And I couldn't. My poor little spaghetti arms couldn't do it. I would get down and I could not get back up. And it was embarrassing because it was like, you can't do a push-up? But I couldn't. So it is what it is. And eventually I worked my way up to, I was like, you know what? If you're going to be able to do them, you need to just do something. You can't just say you can't do them and not do it. Does this sound familiar to any of you guys? Any of you try talking to a new customer, a potential prospect, a potential recruit, and you find it hard, the words aren't working out right, you feel like you're just not maybe as smooth as in your presentation as a manager or leader or someone else that you watch, and you're like, okay, I can't do this is not for me, and you're faced with that moment of, do I quit or do I keep doing it and do I push forward? And I decided I was going to keep doing it and push forward. So I started my girl push-ups. Couldn't do more than 10 girl push-ups. And I was like, are you kidding me? You know those half push-ups where you're on your knees and you're just lifting your... Couldn't do 10. So I said, I went online and I was like, all right, what do we do when we're faced with a challenge? You Google it. So I went online and I said, okay, what can I do to strengthen my arms, to work my way up to a half push-up? And they said, you know, you lean against the wall, you lean against a table, something, so that the incline of your body is greater. So, you know, instead of being flat, you kind of incline your body so there's more weight on your feet. And that's how I was able to do it. So I was able to work my way up from not being able to do like 3 push-ups, barely any push-ups, to this morning I could do 40 half push-ups. Not this morning, but you know, the last few days I've been doing up to 40 half push-ups. So I'm excited about that. And I was like, look at me. This is not a huge miracle, but I was like, you know, baby steps, they work. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I know it's not like technically a recruiting story, but just to show you the similarities in our growth. I always tell you guys, when you're going through something or when you're struggling with something, try to find an analogy in something else that you could pull from. So this is the same thing here, guys. So I could have quit when I found out that I couldn't do a full push-up, but I found other ways to take baby steps. And I want to encourage you guys to do that as well. I know for 2018 you guys have a lot of goals, a lot of things that you're setting out to do, and there are going to be things, obstacles that you face, objections that you run into, things that you find that you might feel like you can't do it. But I want to tell you that you can. You just maybe need to take a baby step and backtrack. You might need to revisit your approach and maybe break it down further. So instead of starting out with, you know, the full, what do they call those things? Is Kimberly on the chat? I would ask Kimberly, but like those guerrilla boot camps, like those, instead of doing like a military boot camp on day one and killing yourself, you might want to start off with some half push-ups, some incline push-ups, like against the wall or against a chair or a piece of furniture, to work your way up to that. And that is okay, because at the end of the day, they're not going to, unless you're, you know, outing yourself on on our chats, like I am. But in, you know, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter the steps that you took to build yourself up to getting to that point, or how long it took you to get there. It's going to matter that you got there. And the people that are coming up behind you, they're not going to look at you and say, oh, well, you know, well, when she started, she couldn't do a full push-up. They're going to say, wow, you know, look at her doing push-ups. So it's the same thing in your business. People aren't going to look at you and say, oh, well, you know, I don't care that you're doing all this stuff right now because back in the day you couldn't. Okay, yes, there are going to be those people, just, you know, brushing to the side. But they're not going to hold that stuff against you when you're doing amazing things, because they're going to look at you, they're going to see the amazing things that you're doing, and they're going to think, I want to do that, I want to be like that person. Your team, your friends, your family, those are the people that are watching you, and those are the people that you're going to be inspiring. So go ahead, girl, do your half push-ups and your push-up against the wall. Do your, you know, your kamikaze runs with your brochures where you, I know the term kamikaze, I shouldn't use it, but you know what I mean. The hit and runs where you you go, you drop a brochure and you run. If you have to knock on doorknobs and leave the brochure and run away before the person comes out, whatever. Just take your baby steps and get there, because at the end of the day, when your team is huge and you're making a 6-figure income from your Avon business and you've quit your job, like I've seen many of you do this past year, to do your Avon business full time, none of that will matter. So that's my encouragement for you guys. I'm going to get off my soapbox right now and just let's dive into your wins and the things that you're celebrating for the week. And even if you guys are at the point where you're like, I'm in the baby steps of my business and you feel timid about sharing, don't feel timid. Look what I just shared with you. We're talking about ideal cleanse and half push-ups. You guys are all in my business. I have no shame anymore. It's gone. But you guys can feel comfortable sharing here. So let's see. Miss Kathleen is celebrating that she has a new team member. Congratulations to Miss Carolyn who signed up over the weekend. And congratulations to Miss Kathleen who has a new teammate. Congratulations to you ladies. It's like a Christmas present, she says. So welcome, Miss Carolyn. Thank you for are you on? Miss Kathleen is saying hi. So yeah, thanks for joining. Welcome. Congrats on your new business. Miss Olga, long time no see. Welcome back, girl. Good to see you too. Let's see, Miss Jessica. Hello, gorgeous. So yeah, let's get going with these wins for you guys. Keep going. Let's dive into our chat for tonight. So tonight we're going to be talking about some planning steps for 2018. So I kind of set you up with, what we're planning for the new year. And today I'm going to go into sharing 3 things to help you get started with the planning. And I think next week we'll probably dive more into the action steps. So be sure to share with your team. Be sure to come back in. Or if you can't catch the live stream on Tuesday nights, I'll post on my channel, so subscribe. But you'll want to subscribe to my channel anyway, because I'm going to have some other things that we'll be sharing with you, Miss Jess and I. So, subscribe. All right. So, tonight, we're going to start off with, as you guys see, like I mentioned, I'm a journal person. So, I am actually big on journaling and setting goals and writing them down. I know there's going to be some resistance to writing down goals, but I get it. The diary of Anne Frank, that is the reason that I don't keep a diary, because I'm like, when I'm dead and gone, somebody's going to read it. But in this day and age, there are so many ways to encrypt your data. You can do your journal online using a variety of apps. You could pick a written journal and just not get too detailed in the things that you're writing. I get that, but you do want to write down your goals for a couple of reasons. They're like scientifically, psychologically, studies have shown that when you write stuff down, it forms other connections in your brain to help you remember what you're writing, to help you connect with your writing. There's something about your emotions that get into your writing. So when you write something down, it brings it, further significance. It kind of has a bigger impact to you. When you write things down, it also feels more tangible. I share with you guys sometimes that I'll put things on a post-it and stick it somewhere that I can see it as a reminder. Just a few weeks ago now, we were talking about being crazy grateful or crazy thankful. I still have the post-it note right there. And let me tell you, this weekend, there were times where I was just not feeling thankful. And sure enough, I would turn around from that computer and there would be my big hot pink post-it note with bold letters saying "Be crazy thankful," and it would, kind of give me pause, and I would kind of catch myself and say, you know what? All right, let me stop and find some things to be thankful for. What is it? And I had a day where I had to pull out my book and just kind of do a brain dump of what I was feeling to kind of hash out what I was saying. Even if you write it and burn it, Mission Impossible style, when you're done, sometimes just getting that emotion, getting your thoughts out on paper really helps. And I'm a big computer person, I'm a tech person, but every once in a while, I just need that pen to paper feeling. So I do encourage you guys to write down your goals. So think about 3 things when you're working on your goals. First and foremost, what is your why? Why are you doing whatever your goals are? Why have you decided to get started with your business? Why is it that you want to buy that car, that house, take that trip or that vacation? I don't know, go on that shopping spree. Why is it that you want that thing? Really, instead of, and I encourage, especially those of you who are new representatives, and I encourage my new representatives on my team, and Avon really encourages new representatives to do this as well. But I want to just emphasize going behind, what your goal is, and really thinking about why it is you want that, why you want to do that, why it's important to you. Because if your why isn't strong enough, you will be in and out of your that goal within a hot second. I could tell you until I'm blue in the face that I want to be, the next. I don't even know people who exercise. Misty Trainer, right? Tennis? No. Volleyball. Uh, I could tell you that I want to be the next Olympic champion, but why? It's not going to stick with me because I really don't really want to be. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I would love to have a body like hers. A little more junk in the trunk though, because anyway, but I don't really want to do it. Like, it would be great. It would be cool. It would be nice to have that title, to have the Olympic medals, to be paid to be put on cereal boxes or whatever. Yeah, all that stuff is cool. But do I really, really want that? And sometimes even for myself, I find that there were goals that I've had since I was really young. And after I took time to really analyze and figure out why I had that goal, one of two things happened. Either I said, you know what, that thing in and of itself really isn't the goal for me. The goal is something else. And I was able to refocus and realign my goals. Or I looked at it and I said, you know what, I really want this. I'm really going to go hard for this. I kind of forgot that this is something that was important to me. I'm going to relight the fire and rekindle my desire to achieve that goal. So you want to be conscious of what, not only what you want and what your goal is, but why you want that specific goal. I encourage you to take the time, again, write it down, and also do some brainstorming. Give yourself, like, I don't want to say put a time on it because it's not something you could just time, but encourage yourself when you have a minute, like half an hour, 45 minutes. You just sit down, write down your goal, and ask yourself why. Why do I want this? When did I first realize that I wanted this? When did this thing become something that came up on my radar? Um, I was talking to someone the other day, and there was something on their list, and when we started to talk about what it was like, okay, well, when did this start to come up? When I got married. Oh, okay, was it a goal that you share with your husband? No. Okay, well, is it a planning goal that you thought after your marriage this is something you want? No. Never wanted it before marriage, even after knowing her husband. Anyway, it came down to it being something that her mother-in-law wanted for, like, kind of wanted for her son and his family. So she found herself wanting or putting something on her goals list that really wasn't her goal, but was her mother-in-law's goal. And there's nothing bad about that, but we got to talking about it and we got into why her mother-in-law's goal is important to her. And it's kind of boiled down to, wanting to make her mother-in-law proud of her and, other family ties that she had in the past, just wanting to have having that motherly figure important, being an important factor in her life, wanting to make that person proud, wanting to feel like, not that she was worthy of her husband, because I was like, wait, okay, do you not feel? This is hashtag why I'm single. But so it wasn't that she would want to feel worthy of her husband. She wanted to make her mother-in-law proud of her and be that wife that her mother-in-law saw her son with. And we started to talk about some other things, and we actually found some other ways that she could, you know, not so much make her mother-in-law proud as the end goal, but so that she could feel good about herself enough to not put so much emphasis on doing it just to please her mother-in-law, but doing it so that she would be proud of herself and feel confident enough in herself, and et cetera, et cetera. But it came from just talking about the goals, the whys, the where did it come from, the when did it start, when did I start feeling like this, what does this goal mean to me, who are the people that I feel this goal is important to in my life, etc., etc. So sit down, ask yourself questions, and why this goal, the who, what, when's, where's, why's. Not just do I want to make money? Yeah, we all want to make money, but do you want to make money if it means you're strapped to a table, tied down for 24/7, you never get to see your family again, you never get to travel, you are basically chained to a desk slash table. And usually people start to say, wait, for the rest of my life, let's rethink this whole money thing, because there are other things that are important. So when you start to say, okay, why is it that I want to make money? Because I want to buy a new car. Why do you want to buy that new car? Because I've never owned a new car. And my family has never owned a new car, and I wanted to be that first. Things like that will start to come up, and just keep asking yourself why, until you'll know when you reach it. You'll have that moment where it's just like, oh, that's what that is. It may be so far removed from your initial goal, or it may be, just a continuation of that. But rehash that why. And even if you've done this in the past, even for me, my goals have changed a lot. My goals apparently are like changing every year, because some of the things I'm looking at where I'm like, yeah, I really want to do that. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. So, revisit your goals each year. So this is a good time to do that. Hey, Miss Rachel, thank you for joining us. And did I miss someone? Miss Renee, hey. So yeah, revisit your goals. And check to see if your goals align with your why. I actually caught myself in that this revision session with myself, because I have a why I'm doing stuff that changed a little bit, but when that changed, some of my goals didn't change. I still had some goals that I was pushing for that no longer really aligned with my new revised why. My like the big picture why was the same, but small details of it had changed even over this last year. So there were goals that I still had on my list that I had to go back and revise, because they were no longer, specifically aligned with my why. So you want to keep those two closely aligned, your why and your goals. So keep ask yourself if your goals are aligning with your why, and again, ask those tough questions, because you don't want to just say, okay, I have 3 goals. I did my 3 goals, I'm done. You want to have goals that you're excited about, that you're passionate about, that really motivate you, because if they don't, come February, they're going to be out the window. They're not going to be strong enough to keep you going. And we mentioned this before. And I usually around this time of year, I will start to reach out with my teammates. I try to do 90-day plans with those who are interested in doing them with me. But specifically this time of year, when people are making their New Year's resolutions, usually I start to kind of try to reach out to more, make some phone calls, send some emails to develop more connections. And a lot of times I'll talk with representatives, and they're like, this year I'm making President's Club, because I was President's Club when I first joined Avon, and this year I'm going to do it. And then when we talk later in the year, I'm like, okay, let's see how you're tracking for President's Club. All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, that President's Club, I don't have time for that. But why? This was your goal in the past. Were you making it a goal just to impress me, or make it sound like you had grandiose plans? Was it something you really wanted to do, but now that you've found you're not, that you maybe lost track, that you don't want to do it anymore? What is it? So if it's a strong goal, if it's something that you're passionate about, then when you write it down, when you make your dream board, when you look at it, when you visualize it, when you see it, you're gonna feel something about it. It's not just gonna be, oh yeah, that's something else that I have to do on my list. It's whatever. And trust me, there are things that I have on my list that are goals. There are things that I have to do, but they really don't strike a fire up in me. But they're a stepping stone to a bigger overall goal that I have, that I just need to get them out of the way. So know what your goals are and know how you feel about them, so that you can be prepared to counter, or have that goal give you strong emotions to push you forward. And then I kind of mentioned this, but visualize it and see it daily. Make a dream board. I write my goals. I rewrite my goals every morning when I do my journal, because I will forget. And even though it's something that's in the back of your mind, to rewrite it every morning, it kind of helps me to look at my calendar, um, look at my schedule, look at what I'm doing in my life, the steps that I'm taking. It's my daily course correction. And I've used this analogy with you guys in the past. I think it was Darren Hardy that shared it with us at one of the Avon Rep Fest conferences. A plane, that's traveling over long distances, it has machines, gadgets, gears to help it check its course, because if it starts off just 1 degree off, over maybe a mile, it's not that bad. But as you start to approach 2 or 3, 4, 50, 100 miles, you can get really far off course just from that, initial degree off in the beginning. So I try to do daily course correction so I can stay on track. And I do find when I stop journaling and when I start missing the mark and when I um, go back into my journal and say, okay, what happened? What did I miss? It's usually that I lost track of what my goal was on a daily basis. I wasn't doing that daily course correction, and then all of a sudden my calendar got filled with stuff that wasn't helping me get closer to my goal, that wasn't a part of my overall why and my big picture. It's, there's just the fires that get put into my life. Other people's fires, other people's problems, other people's stuff. I allow it to get in because I'm not clear about what my goals are on a daily basis. So when I do my journal in the morning, the first thing I do is rewrite my goals. And then I go into my tasks for the day, my action steps. And as I'm writing them, I have my goal fresh in my mind. So sometimes I'll start to write something and I'll just kind of look at it like, you don't need to do that. Not important. Just get rid of that. Because now my priorities are aligned. So I would encourage you to write your goal every day. If not write them every day, then have a dream board. Something that's in front of you that you can see every day. Put on the refrigerator, on the mirror, on the computer, wherever you look, above your bed, where in your office, wherever you will be, wherever you look at, wherever you go. Put the board there so that you can see it and be reminded of it. If you have a family, it might be a good idea to put your like a family dream board together so that they could be a part of your dream. And because you all be working together. I know a lot of you guys are moms and wives and husbands and things like that. So it's nice to have the partnership where your kids are working with you and helping you out, your spouses are helping you and working with you towards your goal. And it kind of will help put things in in line for them too, because as I said, sometimes other people will put their issues, their problems on you, and be a distraction to your goal. But if they are also clear on the fact that this is your goal, this is something that you're working towards, then they'll be less inclined. They'll see your board and say, okay, wait, this is their Avon time. They're working their business so that they could earn this trip, buy this house, buy this car, do whatever. Um, I'm not good. I'm gonna help him or her get closer to their goal by washing the dishes or taking out the trash or whatever. But those little things help, because if someone else handles dinner, you could maybe put in an extra 30 minutes of phone calls. If someone else is doing the cleaning, maybe you could get some deliveries out. So don't underestimate the power of um, that that family unit working together towards a goal. Um, so next, I encourage you to review and revisit. As I mentioned, rewriting your goals every day is a great way to do that. But not only rewriting it for yourself so that your goals are refreshed in your mind, but having accountability partners. So when we get together each week and we're talking about our wins, and you say this week that you want to do this, and then 2 weeks down the line, you've forgotten, you have no win to celebrate. This is a great atmosphere where you can come in. We're here every Tuesday for the most part. I take some holidays, don't shoot me. But for the most part, we're here every week. Use the other people here in the group. Use me as your accountability partners. Share how you're tracking towards your goal. And I know it's scary. And I have those moments where I don't want to share stuff either because I don't want to share if I've missed it. But, when you're sharing it, you're less inclined to miss it. So have accountability partners. Share with your upline, your coach, other teammates. Work across the board if you have to. That's fine. If you're on my team, reach out to me. We'll get an accountability system going. You and I. Rewrite your goals, share them, find accountability partners, um, and then create action steps. So this is the part that I like because the saying, a dream without a plan is just a wish. And I think that is like the fault line. That's the breaking point for a lot of people and their goals. That, we have a goal, we have a dream, we want to be, whatever. We want to do X, Y, and Z. We want to accomplish this, that, and the other. But when the action steps don't line up, when there's no plan for how you're going to achieve that goal, when there isn't a set of clear, planned out to-do list. This is what you've got to get done to accomplish that steps. Then it makes it harder for you to reach that goal. Um, some people say it makes it impossible. I don't like that word. I don't feel like I just don't like the word impossible, because I've seen things happen even in my life where I just like I could not have done anything to earn that. Hashtag Tahiti trip. But so nothing's impossible, but you can make it harder for yourself. It's more difficult to accomplish your goals if you don't have those clear steps written down. And when I talk to my team, I tend to ask, what are your action steps? And that's usually when they're just like, Georgie. And I'm like, I know, what are those action steps? And, we kind of go back and forth with each other because they're like, I want to do this. And I'm like, but do you want to get your goal? It's hard. This is the part where where rubber meets the road, where you're like, okay, I'm not just saying that I want to do this, but I am actually making out a plan to do this. If your goal is to become debt free, you cannot wish yourself into being debt free. Even if you win the lotto and your financial um, mindset isn't in the right place, that money will be gone quick, fast, and in a hurry. There are things that you need to change within your lifestyle to get yourself in that path. Just like with eating healthy and doing a diet and losing weight, you can't wish yourself thin, or you can't wish yourself muscular and fit and in shape. There are action steps you have to take. You got to do those thinking push-ups. You've got to eat right. You've got to change. You got to cut some things out of your diet, or either completely, or change your proportions. There are things you physically have to do to get from I want to I am or I have, and that connection is the action steps. So create your action steps. Look at your overall goal and break it down. If your goal is to, be whatever in 10 years, all right, fine. What's the halfway point of that look like? If your goal is to say, just so you can stay with me, let's say your goal is to have $10,000 in your savings account in 10 years. All right, so in 5 years, you should have $5,000, right? You're looking at a goal of maybe $1,000 per year. So now you say, okay, well, what do I do to earn that $1,000? I'm saving, I'm cutting back, I'm budgeting, I'm maybe taking on an extra side hustle, things like that. And that's how you work backwards. So look at your overall why, create your goal, break that down further into, if it's got to be a SMART goal, guys. SMART, specific, manageable, measurable, attainable. What's the R again? Why can I never remember the R? I know the T is for time. The R is. I just wrote this earlier today. Hang on. Bear with me because I know this. I just can't remember. R is relevant. It's got to be relevant, which is what we were talking about. Making your goal line up with your why, so it means something to you. So set SMART goals, and when you have those, you'll be able to say, okay, if I need to make if that's my goal by this time, how can I break down? And I found for myself, there are times, sometimes more often than I want, that I don't hit my goal. But because I had those action steps along the way, instead of being off all the way in the beginning and ending up way off, I kind of, was able to course correct and get myself closer. So maybe I didn't hit my goal exactly, but I did see improvement along the way. And that was actually the results of my year this year. There were stuff that I didn't hit, the things that I didn't achieve, but there were other things that I was able to accomplish. There was growth in other areas of my life. There were successes in other things, and I know they were a result of my journaling, my planning, my taking action steps along it, each and every day. And some of the things sucked. Push-ups. Uh, some of the things I didn't enjoy, but I did them, and the end result, I did feel a lot better. So your plan, your action steps, even just having your list and being able, that wonderful feeling of checking something off or crossing it out. Or there were some things I did this year where I was like, did it, shred it, done. Don't even want to look at it ever again. So, when you go through it, you're just like, I can't stand this thing so much. I can't wait till it's over. But then when it's over, it's like, wonderful, burn it. So, so work on your action steps. Create a system to support your goal. For me, my system is journaling and my accountability partners. Those are the steps that I implement in my daily life to make sure I'm staying on track. By journaling, I'm writing down the things that I need to do. I'm um, creating check-ins for myself so I can see what my progress is. I am reviewing and reflecting and seeing how I can improve. And sometimes I'll just sit and be real with myself, like, you chicken. Why didn't you do that? And I'll go through that and back and forth analysis where I'm talking to myself for I'm basically just talking to myself, having that internal back and forth conversation, and the end result is just like you could have done that. Come on, you got to do better next time. And then I go out and I do it. I'm like, yay! But just if I don't take the time to do that, I can't overcome that obstacle. Now you guys are all gonna think I'm crazy because I'm debating with myself internally, not out loud. And then I also recommend doing daily or at the very least weekly really weekly activities and action steps, because if you give yourself too much time to accomplish something, then it's harder to set goals or sorry, not goals, but action steps for a month and 6 month periods. Try to break it down to the point where you have, this is what I'm going to do every day, every other day, every Wednesday, every Tuesday and Thursday. So you're working on daily or weekly time blocks, because you could sit at the beginning of the week and plan that week and plug in, the stuff that you're going to do. Again, daily or every other day, 3 times a week, whatever. Um, but when you're looking at a month, like, yeah, I'm gonna give out some brochures over the next 6 months. Yeah, some brochures. It's not as tangible as saying, okay, every day I'm gonna talk to 5 people, or every day I'm gonna talk to 3 people, or on Tuesdays and Saturdays I'm gonna talk to 5 people, or on Saturdays I'm gonna talk to 25 people to make up for the 5 people that I'm talking per week. Can you guys see the tangibility when I'm looking at it on a daily or weekly basis? It's easier than saying, yeah, next month I'm gonna give out 500 brochures. Yeah. Okay, so try to work out your plan so that you're doing it daily and weekly. And then review. I like to review. I like to set my plan at the beginning of the week, and that helps me over each day of the week to see if I'm aligning with my overall plan. And then at the end of the week, I can look back at what I wanted to do at the beginning of the week and evaluate, see what I did and what I didn't do. And I'm telling you what I didn't do because there are times where there's stuff that I wanted to do that I don't do. Be it because I just, nixed it from my list. It just wasn't important to be done. Like right now, with, there's stuff that I have on my plate. Do I have to do my taxes right now this week? Not if there are other things that are more urgent. I could do my taxes next week or the week after them. They'll get to a point where I'm procrastinating too much and it gets down to the 14th. But you can prioritize certain things, and it helps me to be able to look at my week on Saturday and see the notes that I made on Sunday night and see what I did, what I didn't do, what needs to get pushed to next week, what should have been done this week. And sometimes I can quickly say, oh, I didn't do that. Let me just quickly catch up this today. And if not, I push it into next week and I work on that level. But again, that idea of course correction and just helping you to stay on track with small increments, those teeny tiny half push-up kind of steps, right? So those are the things that I wanted to share with you. Good, I made it in less than my time. So happy new year, Pamela. Thank you for joining. And Mr. Nietzsche, hey, thank you for joining with us here. So let me know what you guys think about this. If you're journalers or not journalers, if you're note takers or not note takers, if you've done the dream board in the past, and if you have or have not had success with it, and even if you haven't, because I am on like my third version of my journal right now. If you've done it in the past and maybe it wasn't successful at the time, um, that's okay. It can be something that you revise. The journal that I used to keep when I was in high school was different from what I used to do in college. And I, I, I did get a lot more stuff done back then because I had my stupid notebook that I referred to for every class. Because if I didn't, I would forget my homework. I was that kid. But I realized after I graduated and I stopped doing that, things started to change for me, and a lot of stuff started to fall off my plate. But with my journal, things just still fall off my plate, but not as much. So if you're not a believer in the journaling and whatever, maybe for you it's a list. The other day, my mom and I were talking. She was like, "Not journal." I was like, "Hey, do you want to try my journal?" She was like, "No." She's a list person. She rather scrap of paper. She makes her list, and that is enough for her. She's good to go. But she writes down what she needs, and that's how she works. Lists. Me, I need a little more detail. I need a little more analysis. I need to I guess I'm still growing as a person, so I'm still learning about myself and figuring out some of that stuff. So I kind of write more, and I need more encouragement to look into myself and write because I will list myself to death. But there are other people who are more like my journal is more like blocks. What are your tasks? Question, answer, question, answer. There are other people who are, more fluid, open pages. They'll just sit down and today they'll write 6 pages, and tomorrow they'll write 2 pages, and the day after that they'll write 10 pages. I'm not a writer like that. That's not my, that doesn't work for me. So your your system may look different, and that's okay. I just want to encourage you. The point is not so much to do exactly what I do, but to find a method that works for you that you can use to do those weekly check-ins and those daily check-ins just to keep yourself on track. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. So, Miss Anitra, she said it's helpful to start journaling, and making a vision board is a must. And I actually love Anitra. I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but when Anitra and I first met, and we were doing her getting started training, every single class, Miss Anitra came with her notebook. She would take her notes during the class, and then the next class when we came back, she would have her notes from the previous class there with her. And I looked at her and I was like, she's so organized. And I like even working with her, I appreciated that because I knew what I told her today wasn't going to be out the window in half an hour. It was with her in her journal. I don't even know if she really looked at it. I don't know if you ever looked at any of that stuff ever again, but the fact that you wrote it down, I know it made another connection in your brain. So even if you physically didn't look at it again, I know that it was like ingrained into your workflows because you rewrote it. And in order to rewrite something, you have to reprocess it to be able to convert it into your own words in your own language. So I appreciated her, and I always wish that people would come to my classes with notebooks. But so sorry. I hope you don't mind. I know Miss Anitra doesn't. She's really encouraging, but Miss Anitra, she's very big on the dream board. So um, I know Milagros is also big on dream boards. Oh my gosh, she says she still has that book. See, and yeah, I still have journals from way back when. I collect them. It's rare that I finish writing an entire book, but yeah, we do need to get back to our journals, don't we, Miss Anitra? Miss Janet is also big on note taking, and I like Miss Janet is one of the people where Janet M. Miss Janet M. I know is one of the people where if there's something that was said in a meeting, I can go back to her and say, "Do you remember what so and so said?" And she'd be like, "On this day at this time." She'll give you like Miss Janet takes amazing notes. So and she will tell you deadlines and dates and check and cross check, and she's that kind of person, and I aspire to be like that in the digital version, but again, in your own way. But so yeah, so that's our chat for tonight. So thank you guys for sharing, and I'm looking forward to hearing about your successes for next week. For this year. Be sure to join in next week and check back with us, and get intentional with me about sharing your wins and your goals. Sorry, something's vibrating. Sharing your wins and your goals and your successes for 2018. I know this is going to be an amazing year, and I am so excited about what this is going to bring. We've got some incentives coming up, some new incentives, some program changes within the Avon world. Other things are just happening outside, so I feel excited about this, and like a nervous excitement, but still excitement. So I'm looking forward to sharing all the stuff that I'll be working on this year with you guys, and I'm looking forward to hearing about what you guys are working on and sharing as well. So have a great evening, everyone, and I will talk to you next week. Yes, next week we'll be here, same time, same place. Have a great night. Bye.